And welcome. It's the start of the baseball season for the New York Mets. And what has happened? They won against Paul Skeens of all people. But let's be honest. I think we're pretty fortunate. I'm not saying anything negative, but it's too early to tell right now. Like Stearns, like, oh, this is what I envisioned. Yeah, to a point where, I mean, honestly, I would say that it's a case where like Lewis Robert Jr. basically working Skeens in the first inning and getting 10 pitch count or 12 pitch count. I forgot what it was. That was pretty impressive considering that Roberts is a known chaser from the White Sox. I mean, we really got him for his defensive stability more than anything else. But I don't know. We'll see how things progress along the ways at this point as well. Too. The one thing though is like that was very, very uh, uplifting was Benj hitting that home run. Basically, Benj is getting there to what we need. I mean, the man basically hit a home run in his first game, which is pretty impressive. It'd been great with him. Things that make you wonder, basically, with Benj in left field or right field. I'm sorry, and PCA in center. Ooh, that would have been an interesting thing if PCA was with the Mets. But it is what it is, and we'll have to deal with it. The real question is how the Mets go on from here on out at this point. So I want to say Peralta did really good for those 5 innings, but it was after that when they got to the bullpen. I mean, that's where it got a little wonky because, quite honestly, the Mets were up 11. You know, giving up 7 runs. I mean, I understand there was a little case like, hey, we're up 11 runs. We're getting whatever it is, so it doesn't really matter. But at the same time, this is the Pirates. They don't have a strong offense. Let's be honest. Their offense is not that great. Their defense is pretty sucky, as we saw yesterday in opening day. 11-7 doesn't make sense. If Skeens was on, chances are the Mets probably would have gotten only 1 or 2 runs. Basically, we were fortunate. I guess there was cases that we were fortunate that Skeens had got into early jams, as well as the fact is like his defense sucked around him. That worked out perfectly for us. But at the same time, if we're going against a team where they have a really good defense behind him and a pitcher is in trouble and the defense can get him out of it, the Mets going to have issues at this point, quite honestly. So I think we got lucky in this situation. I want to see the remainder of the game, remainder of the season. Let's see the first half, how the first half plays out. But reality is if the Mets could muster up in the first 30 games and be, I don't know, let's say 20-10, that shows they're in. That shows good spirits. But if they're 20-10, in the first 30 games, hell, if they're 28-2, that's even better. But reality is, we know. Let's be realistic. That's not happening. Um, I think to a point of still to the aspect of Kodai Senga. He's going to start off well in the beginning. Let's be honest. He's going to start off well, but then when he gets injured, he's going to suck. I think when he becomes really hot in the beginning in the season, I don't know what to say. It's like, should we trade him or not? I personally think we should because I don't want him to lose that capital that we could have. I know he has a no trade clause here and there, but I think he's willing to waive it at this point. So if we can use that as trade capital, as trade to get some capital back, that'd be great. Especially when he's hot, similar to what we had with Vientos 2 years ago when he was really hot. We could have used that to trade him at that point. Just like with JD Davis, we screwed up. I think we screwed up with Vientos. It's a matter of like, we could have traded him. Manea, I think that was a mistake to sign him, but and we're seeing that. But time will only tell. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping Manea like comes out of that funk what happened last year, and that he resumes what he did in 2025. 2024. That'd be great if he can do that. That would be perfect. Peterson, only time will tell at this point. And then McLean, we'll have to wait and see what happens with him basically at this point. Because like in the spring training, he wasn't that great. But you know what? This is a guy that builds up at time. I have a feeling with Sprout, it's gonna come back to haunt us, similar to what PCA was. Sprout is gonna probably come back and haunt us basically because we're gonna probably see how good he is and how much we're gonna miss him. But again, that's for the future. But the reality is like this is starting off to be a good season right now. It's starting off to be good. Um, let's see. Today's game it would be what's it? Actually no, it wouldn't be today's game. It's actually it, would be on Saturday. 'Cause, like, in the in the spring training, he wasn't that great, but you know what? This is a guy that builds up at time. I have a feeling with Sprout, it's gonna come back to haunt us, similar to what PCA was. Sprout is gonna probably come back and haunt us basically because we're gonna probably see how good he is and how much we're gonna miss him. But again, that's for the future. But the reality is like this is starting off to be a good season right now. It's starting off to be good. Let's see. Wait, hold on. Yeah, on Saturday. Um, with the which would be Mitch Keller versus Peterson. I mean, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this works out. But reality is this is Peterson. I would have had preferably McLean or maybe Senga. Um, I don't know if Peterson's going to be that should be the number two starter. Like Holmes, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Holmes honestly as well too. But we're going to see Tong get promoted up at this point as well too. Let's be honest, Tong's going to be promoted somewhere later on basically because I know one of them's going to have issues. They're going to promote Tong, and then we'll see how things go from there. Quite honestly, it's looking so far so good. It'll be Batty's proving to be good too. I think from that perspective with Batty, it's possible if he's hot as well too. Maybe we use him to trade as trade bait at that point as well too. Him, Senga, and if we could get Vientos back on track to like just good enough to the point where like everyone's like, oh, we can trade for him and give up a very good young prospect or a couple of prospects. That'd be great. Would I love to get Skeens in return for these three guys? Yes, I think anyone would. If you're basing it off of yesterday's game, honestly, a guy's gonna have a bad game every now and then. So this is a case where like I think this would be very helpful if we could get Skeens. But the problem is like there's rumors even the Yankees were willing to give a lot for Skeens, and Pittsburgh said hell no. So it looks like they're gonna keep Skeens, but only time will tell at that point. Let's see how the Mets play out the rest of the week or the rest of next week as well too. Quite honestly, I mean they go against St. Louis on Monday. That'll be interesting to see how they do that. It'll be interesting to see how McLean goes against the Pirates on Sunday. I can see McLean doing really well, but at the same time it could do really sucky. Same thing with Senga on Tuesday. I'd love to see how Senga holds out on Sunday as well too. And then we go against the Giants on Thursday, April 2nd. I'd love to see how that works out as well as the Diamondbacks, but I don't really care too much about the Athletics. The Dodgers, that's the thing I think we're looking forward to seeing on April 13th. That'll be an interesting one as well as the Cubs. So after the Athletics, we'll be seeing the Cubs, the Dodgers, and then the Cubs. That'll be interesting to see how we play out against those two. And then, May 1st is against the Los Angeles Angels. I wonder if I can get my wife to go to that game. We probably could go to those. Oh wow, it's like we probably could go to those 3 games honestly. And on a Sunday game too. I'd love to go to those games if possible. May 1st, May 2nd, May 3rd. That would be doable, but I don't know how that works out, unfortunately. But we'll have to wait and see from that perspective. Anyways, with that, I'll leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I welcome them all. I do respond to any questions and comments that are posted on relevant to the content that is. And I'm looking forward to talking more about the Mets. I mean, the Knicks, time will only tell, but I'd love to talk. I was looking forward to the season. Hopefully, this can be a season where they get into the playoffs. They should be able to get into the playoffs. Let's be honest. They should be able to get into the playoffs at this point right now. If everything plays out to what it is. Will they go far? Time will only tell. But you know what? As a Mets fan, I'm hoping they do. But again, time will only tell. With that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, of course, always unrehearsed. Until next time.